Director Zack Snyder has revealed a new piece of concept art from the Snyder Cut of Justice League, and it involves Wayne T. Carr's Green Lantern. The image comes from what would have potentially been the final scene of the film, and it gives us a great look at the character. I'm going to be showing you this image and giving my thoughts on the whole Snyder Cut Green Lantern situation. Before I get into it, if you want to keep up to date on any of my future content on Zack Snyder's films, then don't forget to support this video by giving it a like rating, subscribing to the channel, and turning on your notifications. Also, feel free to check me out on Twitter, Facebook, Reddit, and Instagram at Cortex Videos, which is all linked in the description below. But without further ado, let's dive into the new Justice League Green Lantern image that Zack Snyder has shared. So after Warner Media gave Zack Snyder the green light to finish his version of Justice League, the filmmaker has continued to clash with the studio and reveal info about the process that makes us want the Snyderverse to be restored even more so. In fact, the director recently revealed that he considered walking away from the Snyder Cut after the studio stepped in and stopped him from using the Jon Stewart version of Green Lantern. Snyder had cast a lesser-known actor, Wayne T. Carr, as the hero, but Warner Brothers didn't want it, and that final scene with Bruce Wayne was completely reshot during last year's reshoots, with Martian Manhunter filling the role. Snyder had already shared some behind-the-scenes photos and concept art, but this latest piece from Vero actually reveals what the meeting between Batman and Green Lantern would have looked like on screen. If you watched my video the other day, you'll know that I think a sequel to the Snyder Cut has some possibility with the new Warner Media and Discovery merger, and this new look at the final scene makes it even harder to understand why Warner Brothers had such an issue with Stewart making his presence felt here. The only possible explanation is that they didn't want this appearance to detract from what they have planned for the character going forward. But as we've noted previously, the DC multiverse has the potential to include different versions of characters simultaneously, just like we are seeing with the upcoming Flash film. But while doing the rounds to promote Army of the Dead, Snyder confirmed he's heard nothing from the studio since the movie arrived on HBO Max, so hopefully this might change when Discovery become a key player. But the image that Snyder posted from the final scene is captioned with a quote from Joseph Campbell, continuing to show the director's use of philosophy in his films. The reference reads, "We're in a freefall into future, we don't know where we're going, things are changing so fast, and always when you're going through a long tunnel, anxiety comes along. And all you have to do is transform your hell into a paradise, is to turn your fall into a voluntary act." It's a very interesting shift of perspective, and that's all it is. Joyful participation in the sorrows, and everything changes. The image shows Jon Stewart with a green hue surrounding him, floating above the lake beside Bruce Wayne's home, acting as an unseen crucial setup for the character going forward. The alternative to this scene that landed in the final cut of Zack Snyder's Justice League featured Martian Manhunter visiting Bruce Wayne in the same manner that Green Lantern would have. The Green Lantern Corps also found their way into Zack Snyder's Justice League in both the Darkseid flashback and the nightmare sequence at the end of the film. The classic character Kilowog made a fairly visible appearance during the flashback scene, although he was shown as dead in the Hall of Justice rubble. While the team hasn't had a ton of shine in the canon DCEU, this was Snyder's way of showcasing them as much as he could in the Snyder Cut. While Harry Lennox's Martian Manhunter made waves with the character's first live-action appearance, Jon Stewart has made similar headlines thanks to his no-show in the Snyder Cut. It's unclear whether Warner Brothers has any definitive big-screen plans for the character, even with Green Lantern Corps coming to HBO Max, but this cameo would have helped bring the hero back to prominence regardless. But say a Justice League sequel did happen down the line, how would Snyder go about including the character of Green Lantern? Well, he would obviously have to change the story for a second and third Justice League film, with Green Lantern being introduced in those films, and potentially having to also make room for Martian Manhunter, now that he's already been introduced. It's a difficult one, and Warner Brothers haven't helped the situation, meddling with a film that was meant to be the director's cut with full creative control. Now, I'm not complaining because we got a really good Justice League film with the Snyder Cut, but this new look at the Green Lantern scene makes the whole situation even more interesting and also unbelievable at the same time. I really do hope that Zack Snyder gets a chance to show Green Lantern with a Justice League 2, and this shot of Green Lantern only adds fuel to the fire. But that was the latest look at Green Lantern, thanks to an image shared by Zack Snyder. Like I said in my Justice League 2 Will Happen video the other day, it's down to this new Discovery and Warner Media merger whether a Justice League 2 will eventually happen. But when it comes to Green Lantern, it will be interesting to see whether we do see the light of day on this character, and whether Snyder would pursue that in a sequel. I think that based on sharing these images and posts, that the director would have the character in there, but of course he would have to change around the story now that the Martian Manhunter was put in his place. But they were my thoughts on the new concept art of Green Lantern, showcasing the scene between him and Bruce Wayne, and I'm intrigued to hear what you guys think about it. So let me know down below in the comment section. For more videos on Zack Snyder's work, including Justice League, then subscribe to the channel and turn on your notifications. Also, if you enjoyed this video, remember to leave a like rating and follow me on social media via the links in the description. But anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed it. I've been Cortex, and as always, make some noise.
Fear is the mind killer.